It's Wednesday. It's why haven't you read this book yet? But it's a series, but I can't do one by themselves because they're so good. Cinder, the Lunar Chronicles. Now, this looks a bit, doesn't look stupid, but this is one of those books that people look at the cover and go, girls, robots, whatever, blah, 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 and dismiss it. It's not. It's so, so, so good. it is the story of Lynn Cinder, sort of 30-ish% cyborg. This is set in the future world where cyborgs can be, people's arms and things and limbs can be replaced and connected and working tissue, and there are actually cyborgs who are fully aware and able to be used in homes and things like that. So it's this balance of class citizenship, and she's obviously in the middle. She is in New Beijing and she works in the market stall. She's great. She's a fantastic mechanic and she repairs robots and androids, and that's where she meets the prince, who is Prince Kai, and they kind of connect when she doesn't realise who he is, and then he invites her to the ball. There's also a Queen Leviana, who is the queen on the moon. She wants to open a relationship with Prince Kai, but with ulterior motives. There is also a plague called lumitiosis that is basically running rampant over the world and killing people at random, and no one has the cure and no one can figure out why, and everyone is searching for it. It may or may not have something to do with Miss Queen Leviana. That is basically the worst introduction of this series. Basically, this series is epic, awesome, kick-ass girls running around space, saving the world, and their boyfriends being dragged along. That was an awesome meme that I saw on the internet. I was like, that's so what it is. Scarlet is book 2, and it is Scarlet, Scarlet is a French girl in a farm, and her grandmother is kidnapped and she has no idea why. She's dragged into this world by a mysterious man who also has sort of very wolfish tendencies. His name is Wolf too, who promises to take her and help her find her grandmother. At the same time, Cinder's story continues on in here, and not just a cameo appearance, but fully continues on. And eventually, they come together. Cress is the story, is a girl who is locked in a satellite, basically, and she works for Queen Leviana, unknowing that Queen Leviana is incredibly evil, spying on all the nations through technology and helping mask certain things. But at the same time, all she wants to do is get out. She's basically grown in this little satellite by herself, and she is slightly crazy almost, in that she's been locked away, and she's incredibly brilliant at computing and technology and stuff like that, but she has no idea how to relate to people, and when someone helps her escape, she is hilariously, gorgeously funny in this. Cress is obviously based on Rapunzel. And then Winter, where it all comes together. Winter is the most beautiful stepdaughter of Queen Leviana. She's so beautiful that people stop in the street when they see her, and long ago her beauty was attempted to be dampened by Queen Leviana, unknowing to her. Winter is the stepdaughter, and she is potentially crazy. She's pretty crazy through these visions that she has of things going wrong, going right. Winter is also the final book where all the stories previously come together in the series, and it's awesome. The whole series itself, Lunar Chronicles, is just this rollicking ride of adventure and action. It's probably lighter in a way than most dystopian, futuristic-y set YA, but it's good light in that it's fun. There's some people with some sassiness to them. The men in these books are just supporting cast to the women, who are just awesome and kick-ass, and every one of them feels individual and unique. I think when you hear about an author doing 4 stories in that book, you worry that will the voices be different, but they are. Each of the girls has their own story, but their own personality that's not. I was never confused when I was reading the characters and going, oh, who's that speaking again? I knew. And I always talk about Marissa Meyer's books as being one of those amazing world-building books, in that world building is a cliche now that everyone says, oh, it's great world building, but I always felt with her books that in the world of New Beijing and, up in the moon and everywhere, that if the story was happening and I looked over there, it was happening, but if I looked over this way, things would happen. It would be like the Truman Show, where you walk in and the wall would end. So I think you felt the grime of New Beijing, you felt the cold austerity of the moon and how remote it was. You felt the Paris markets, and you felt the farm farm where Scarlet was. It all, everyone's story I wanted to continue, so that when you're getting into the third and fourth book, when there was alternating chapters of different people's actions, you were like, oh God, what's happening to them? No, I will stay with them. But then you, like, 2 pages into the next one, you go, oh, what's happening with you? So I found them really, they're easy reads. It's not incredibly massive words or dense plotting or that kind of stuff. And easy reads is a compliment, not a negative. I actually do recommend this book to people who've got younger readers who are, say, I'd often be asked when I was at things like Supernova and things, I've got a 12, 13, 14-year-old daughter who loves reading, what can I give to her? And a lot of the dystopian in YA is quite dark. It has elements of sex and violence that some younger readers, while they could read that and comprehend, maybe maturity-wise aren't ready for. So I would always recommend this series as a lighter version of that. Again, without it being a negative, in that I was an adult and I was so anticipating the ending. And I know people from 40 plus 50-year-old men who I worked with who were dying for the ending of it, along with like 15-year-old girls. So it was this real mix. It spoke beyond its category in terms of it wasn't just a young adult book. So if you're looking for action adventure that almost reminds me a little bit of Percy Jackson and Rick Riordan's storytelling, in that it's simplistic without being simple, and it's energetic and lively. There's diversity, which yay for diversity, and not in a way that's tokenism. There's no kind of explanation for it. We are in New Beijing and people are Asian. That makes sense, right? So the Lunar Chronicles series, it's 4 books and it's done, it's finished. So you can kind of rip into it and tear through it. There are some prequel, sequel storytelling. So there is the Queen Leviana prequel story about how she rises to power. And then also the Stars Above post-sequel, which is not really a sequel, but more a collection of short stories told from different perspectives of characters, and includes a little bit of teasery stuff from beyond. It's more, I would say, it's a gift to fans. Please read the Lunar Chronicles series. It is so amazing. Afterwards, you feel empowered and you feel excited about the journeys that these characters took, and you're happy for them and the world that they're living in and the resolutions that people got, but there are still consequences for things. So please go and pick up the Lunar Chronicles series. Do it. Do it now. Pick it up. And if you have read this awesome series, tell me in the comments below, what's your favourite book? Which was your favourite girl or favourite couple? Yeah, just tell. I love this series. I'll talk about it forever and ever and ever. Or if you haven't read it, why haven't you read it? What's taking you so long? What's taking you so long? Come on.